Hey, it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about Tyler Perry's Sisters, Season 3, Episode 13, Water Under the Bridge. That's right, and we know where that came in. That was, who said that? Zach said that, Water Under the Bridge. You know, this episode was alright. When you saw the scenes from the next episode, you would have thought it was going to be much better than it was. But it was just okay to me. Nobody got what was coming to them, like freaking Hayden or something, or Q. I want somebody to get what was coming to them. And I didn't see that happen. So let's get into this recap. But first, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please take a moment right now and hit that little subscribe button. Is it on this side? Is it on this side? Is it on this side? Whichever side is in, hit that little red subscribe button. Subscribe to Barbie J's channel, okay? I would appreciate that. Help my channel grow. Feel free to like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share. Thank you very kindly. Now, let's get on with this recap. So it started off with Sabrina, and she can't open it in the bank, and she can't open the safe, the vault, whatever. And, Q was like, you gonna open this and all this stuff. And she's like, look, Q, and don't be calling me by my name. Don't be doing it. He's yelling at her. He's real jumpy. Maurice is like, do whatever you have to do. Somebody told me they heard a gunshot in the previews, but there was never any gunshots. I never heard any gunshots at all. So she had to call up corporate and give her ID and everything. And when she gave the ID, what's his name? Q was still like, he thought she was full of stuff and she was lying and everything. And he made her come from behind the desk and told her to stand there because he had his boys watching the different doors and stuff. One of them went to the other way. So I'm not sure what was going on. They were watching the doors and she had to wait for them to do what they had to do, corporate, she said. But then Q was like, okay, if I see any police, anything, you both are dead. He's looking, and I'm sitting there going, what just happened here? Because I thought he was just going, he told his boy to check the back and he'll check the front. I thought they were still there. So in the meantime, Maurice and Sabrina are talking, and he's asking her what ID, what code did she give? And she said, I gave the address or something like that or whatever. And he said, why didn't you just give the money? She said, because I can't open the vault. He said, really? You really can't open it? She said, no, I can't. She said, maybe if you should have read the handbook, we wouldn't have been in this trouble. He said, no, if I wasn't chasing no D, we wouldn't be in this trouble. And that is damn right, because that's what he was chasing. Chasing some ding dong, and he knew who the boy was. The boy showed him who he was. Next thing I know, they talking, and police come in from the front and the back. I said, wait a minute, what happened to Q and them? I didn't know they left. So I don't understand what just happened or what that was for. He was nervous. I guess that's what all the sweaty and shaky they were saying. I don't know. Anyway, boy, I'm going to have to stop doing these reviews. I need to sing in a couple of weeks. I got to make my money, and my voice is just like, y'all can hear it, right? Anyway, so she says, the police is going to have to ask what's going on. How did this happen? And she's like, I mean, how did this, she did ask him, how did it happen? And he was like, how did he say? He came to get some, that's what he said. And then he pulled a gun out on me. Basically, that's what happened. What? I just think, I'm like, why, Maurice? Was it that important to? Well, I guess when he told his story at the end, what was going on, it explains it. But then it switches over to the broker is asking Zach about, the space. Now, here we are thinking Zach spending money to get a house, to get one that's already made. He looking at some half-made building that he could fix one side, but you spending more money, you wasting more money. Why not buy a property that's already done, Zach? What do you know about building other than what you know at the chain breakers? And you got to pay people, and people, contractors and all that stuff, they cost money, 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 money. Everything could go wrong. It just doesn't make sense to me what he was thinking, so then he calls the ladies, asking him if he's married, because he wanted to put down half of the money and then half on credit. She was asking him how his credit was. But when Fatima came, he called Fatima to ask her what she was doing. He wanted her to check it out, and she slipped away to go. She's like, well, where is everything? Ain't nothing in here. The stuff is missing. And he's like, no, can't you see it? Just visualize it. I see the kitchen. I see you cooking behind there. She said, no, I see you cooking for me behind me. He said, I'll do that. I see the bathroom here in the bed. And I'm sitting there going, why, Zach? Why? I know it was a foreclosure, but a foreclosure on an empty house? Zach, really? I just assumed it was already done. I'm just saying. So anyway, what else happened? So the girl the broker had asked him before Fatima got there if he was married or engaged, dating, and he's like, huh? Isn't there stuff on the application? And then he said, no, but I am seeing someone. I'm not either of those, but I'm seeing someone. She said, oh, that's too bad. And he's like, oh, come on now. He said, don't tell me you're going to give up on, you're not going to work for me because I'm seeing someone. Like, really? Really, Zach? Are you doing this reverse, or some kind of flirting? You're going to tell her to keep working for him and keep trying, even though you're seeing someone else? That didn't make any sense to me. But hey, men gonna be men. I don't know if that's what a man thing, a woman thing, a whole thing, a slut thing, a wild thing, a fake thing. I don't know what that was, Zach. Why? She said okay, left it alone, and you like want her to keep doing the chase for you. Now you're feeling good. And then she told him it was the suit that attracted her to him. Sometimes a suit make a man, baby. Sometimes a good, nice Italian suit will make a good, nice black man. Black man look good. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, what else? I forgot where I'm at. Fuego sees Danny at the airport. And he's like, Danny's what? I'm like, you don't even know who it is, but you're answering like funky what? It's like, girl, please. So he's, we learned that they knew each other from college. But what we also learned is that they had sex. Now, she was talking about sex in the VIP room and all this stuff. But then it sounded like he was talking about sex when he was a fat kid in college. And she said, he said, so now that I'm slim and stuff and got a six pack, I got the abs all tight and everything. Now you don't want me? You wanted me back then, So he invites her to eat and stuff. And of course, she's like, no, I ain't got no money for that to be thrown away at you. He was like, not even at me. She said, hell no, not at you. Danny ain't never got no money. But why she work? Because her rent is paid for 6 months. And Preston only lived there one. So let's be real. Even if it was one, it might only been a couple of weeks. You know how these shows go. Oh my goodness. So she said, I ain't got no money to be throwing at you. And she said, ain't no money in shaking your ass. He said, what are you talking about? He said, honey, you crazy. I'm killing it. I am killing it. And she was like, what? He said, that's right. He said, so come on down and check me out, And he told her, call me if you want to go. She's like, what, you going to pay for it? He said, I got to get a table for you and your girls. You going to pay for it and pay for the table and pay for this and pay. He said, I got you. She said, and valet parking and this and that. She adding all this stuff. I'm like, girl, please. You the only one broke in your group. Not everybody else. So he said, okay. He said he would pay for all that. He said, wow, you got it like that? He said, I told you I'd be killing it. So I guess she thinking about calling him or whatever, but she was looking him up and down. Ain't even thinking about Preston, I guess. I don't know. Maybe she is. Then they got Pam and Karen in the salon. I just get so sick of Pam. I really do. I'm sorry, y'all. And talking about the lack of customers that are in there. They're not coming. They're going to go to such and such's house. And she asked about, She said, well, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Maybe with that check Zach gave you? She said, how you know about the check? She said, I didn't. You just told me. I just assumed, how much is it? Is it enough to cover this? Is it enough to pay my salary? Is it enough for this? She said, yes, it is. And Karen still keeps talking and telling her stuff. She need to cut her salary. That's what she need to do, because she always got to tell her to do her work. What kind of job is that when you always got to tell your employee to work? Hello? Hello? So, anyway, she said something about Zach, and, I forgot what Pam said. Pam said something about Zach, and it just triggered something, about, her feelings for Zach. So Karen goes back there and she calls Zach from the phone and finds out she's still blocked. And so then she called from the salon number, and Zach sees it and he gets upset, like he don't want to talk to her. Yeah, what you want? Like, he was kind of cold, cool, funky, rude. It was like a little mixture of all. He was like, yeah, what you want? I'm in the middle of something. Yeah, well, they didn't tell. I didn't tell you that, the salon was doing bad, and then you gave me that money right on time, He said, yeah, just like you was right on time for me, when you gave me the money. And it was just like she was trying to do the slow talk, chat, talking about, can we go out to eat and all this stuff. And he was like, no, I don't think so. And she said, why you still got me blocked? He said, I thought it would be better that way. He said, I didn't mean to, but then I thought it might be better. So you meant to. You meant to, Zach. But you see how they move on real quick after you done gave money. Yeah, she talked to him like a dog, but then he dogged her out because he was cheating on her and stuff. That's how it always happens. But, they both had their thing going on. Let's be honest. But there was something else. She's like, Zach, I know what kind of man you are, and he said, yeah, the kind who steals credit cards. She said, I apologized for that. Yeah, you did. And that's water under the bridge now, right? She said, yeah, water under the bridge. Hence, that's the title, right? Water under the bridge. So he rushes her off the phone and hangs up, But she says, ain't nothing here. She gets, no, I'm sorry. Karen then goes to the bank and she asks what happened, because she's like, the police is like, no, it's closed, but Sabrina lets her in and stuff. And she said, we got robbed. How did they get robbed if she couldn't open the safe? Somebody in the comment section, please let me know, how did they get robbed if there was nothing in the safe? There was nothing. She couldn't get it open, the vault or whatever. She couldn't get it open. So I'm confused about how they got robbed. Nothing was taken. We didn't see $1 bill. Did any of us see a dollar bill? I know I didn't. Jesus. These storylines be getting to me sometimes. I'm sorry. So, and she said, well, how? And Sabrina told part of it and wouldn't tell all of it. And Maurice is standing there. And Maurice says, she doesn't want to tell you, it's my fault, But he feels bad and he walks away. He said, Q used him. He used him, basically. He said the empty smile in bed, thinking it's all about me, when he was planning and plotting all the time. That's what he was saying at the end, Maurice was saying. But so Sabrina allows her to deposit the check. And then she's looking at, okay. Like that's like nosy in my business. Just deposit a damn check. You ain't got to do it like humming and a huh and a ha da. And the check is from Zach, and she's like, wow, and that's nice of Zach to give you that money back. Yeah, he gave it to me. It's right on time because I needed it. My salon's not doing so well. And she's like, I'm talking about, Sabrina said, are you still feeling Zach? Are you feeling him or something? And she was like, I love Zach. I always love him, they always got the history. That 3 years they keep throwing up every time we turn around. They got 3 years of history. Like that's a lifetime. And she thinks she might have judged him too hard. And, she'll always love him. And Sabrina's looking at her and said, are you still having feelings for him or whatever like that? And she said, how's Aaron? And she said, oh, Aaron's okay. He asked me to marry him. She's like, what did you say? She said, no, I told him we need to take our time. She said, oh, good. She said, why? Good. You don't like him or good? We should take it. No, she said, no, Well, you should take your time and get to know each other, which I would say that too, and everybody should say that. So after Karen leaves, she texts her through a three-way with Andy and Danny, and and she's telling Sabrina got robbed at the bank, and let's meet at her house after work. She's a little stressed. Her hands were shaking when she's making the deposit, and Danny don't come high. And because Danny was about to call her, she said, "No, don't call her. Let's just meet at her house." And she said, "Danny, don't come high." She said, "Stop saying stupid shit to me. I'm coming high." I was like, "Oh Lord." So then she said, "Maurice, Sabrina said, Maurice, come on, let me take you home." And I'm just laughing because he got them colors on it, the mismatched colors. And I just keep thinking about that scene last week when he was like, "You might as well shoot me," got me out the street dressed like this. I was like, that was so funny. So she said, "We could go have some wine and sit in with our bonnets on, LOL, all that stuff." It was funny. And they went home. In the meantime, Andy catches Hayden in Fatima's office behind her desk, and he's being a jerk as usual. I don't know why they got him being such an ass now, and he's like, "What are you doing in here? I was looking for Fatima, and why are you behind her desk?" "Oh, I was about to make a phone call." "Why? Why are you making a phone call?" He said, "Are you lawyering me right now?" "I'm just asking questions." He said, "Yeah, well, how did he say? Did he say she don't trust you're a suspicious one?" And she said, "I can be." It's like because it's not adding up why you're in here, you know. And he was like, "Well, you just don't trust me, do you?" She said, "I don't know." He said, "Why you don't trust me? We work here in the same department, in the same company, different departments. So you just don't trust me." She said, "I don't know you. I don't know you, Hayden. So, please come from behind the desk. Let me, and I'll escort you out, you know." And once she gets him out, Fatima comes and she tells Fatima what happened. And he was in her office, and Fatima's like, "What?" She said, "What you gonna do? I'm gonna find out what that bitch ass was doing in my office." And I was like, can we talk like that in the workplace? I don't think so. So she went into girlfriend mode when she said that, because that wasn't business mode, Miss Fatima. Although I loved it, girl, bitch ass. I tell you, I like when she called him that. Why do I like that? It's crazy, but I do. Anyway, when she goes in there, he said, "Oh no, nothing. I was just looking for you. For what? What do you want?" And he didn't have nothing to say. He didn't really have nothing to say. I said, "Oh my God." She said, "Let me tell you something. If I find out you've been doing something, you don't mess with the wrong bitch, and I'm gonna do it." And he said, "You shouldn't call yourself that. That's not nice." She was like, "Hayden, don't mess with me. I'm the wrong one today." And she leaves out, and he calls her back. And Fatima, "Yes. Next time, knock." Negro, you was all up in her office. You ain't knock. You ain't knock. And like Andy said, I got my personal confidential stuff that she has out there on there. So it'd be nice if you wasn't in there going through her stuff. Come on. So Sabrina and Maurice gets to his apartment, and they have some wine, and they're talking, and he's saying that he's a lonely biatch, and that he should have left it alone after Q had robbed Calvin, and how he just was so thirsty for it, and he's so lonely, and he's like fat and undesirable and not thin with a six-pack, and he's just all Debbie down on himself. He's feeling down, he's feeling low. "I'm a big girl." And he said, "Honestly, when your mom and dad hate you for being gay, it's hard to believe anyone else will, love you or can love you." And you heard the violins going, because he was feeling sorry for himself. But he's the one that always exudes all of this confidence, like he's all that and great and everything. But I guess it's a mask that he's holding behind his face, and people don't understand. There's a lot of people out there pretending to be happy and have things going their way that you think, and on the inside they're sad and they're lonely. So you have to be careful how you treat people and act towards people, because you never know what somebody's going through. Never, ever, ever. And so it ended with them still, he's still talking, saying, he feels so bad. And she was like, "Let's go to the Proud Bar. There's a lot of good men there. There's a lot of good gay men." And he said, "Yeah, but they're fit and trim and stuff like the ones you go after, And he said, "I'm just going to stay in bed," and all this stuff. And he said, they'll probably fire me for this. He said, no, they not going to do that. He said, no, they probably will for this one. This probably is it. And while they talking, all of a sudden, this white naked chick comes out of Calvin's room. A white naked girl. I was like, what is going on? And they turn around and look. And she goes in the refrigerator. What the hell is it with people and they nasty asses unless he got a bathroom in there coming straight out of the room from having sex and go straight into the refrigerator with your hands? I don't know. You got wet wipes in the bedroom or something that you're wiping your hands on? Anyway, next thing you know, Calvin comes out naked right behind her. And Sabrina's like, because they just screwed the night before. And he said he loved her. They just had sex the night before. I was like, ooh. I was cracking up. I was in here cracking up, trying not to laugh too hard because when I start laughing, then I really will lose my voice. I was dying. I thought it was so funny. And Sabrina was just standing there stunned. And it went off like that. So next week it's like, oh, let me explain. I ain't nobody want to hear nothing. You just had sex with me last night and now you're with her tonight. Come on. Anyway, I hope you like this recap. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know your feelings. Put it down in the comment section. This your girl Barbie J saying peace.